in. Honey Boo Boos. Oh my God. I didn't come live yesterday. And let me tell you something. I miss you guys so much. I miss you guys so much. All of you. But check this out. We ain't playing today. We ain't playing today. Because I just cooked the best pork belly adobo with lots of eggs. And guess what? I went to the farmer's market this weekend. Moo! And I got some fresh tomatoes. And I put these tomatoes, they're cherry tomatoes, but don't let them fool you because I drenched them in fish sauce. And if you know about the tomato and the fish sauce and the adobo, then you know. If you don't know, just watch me and maybe you might get um motivation to try it one day, but it's the best combination. And to make it a little healthy, boo boos, I made some little veggies on the side. I'm not gonna be eating rice today. You guys know Sunday I started officially my new journey. And you guys, you could say, Jeremy, damn, that's a lot of food for your new journey. But boo boos, this is my one and only meal today. We're keeping it clean, and I hope you could join me. You know why? Because you guys make the best company, honey boo boos. That's one thing I do know. But do me a favor. Let me stop blabbering. Grab a little snack, boo boos. You know what? Even better, grab a meal. Grab a meal, but most importantly, find a comfy corner and join me because, like I said, you guys make the best company. Miranda, and this is about to get devoured because I'm starving. But first, let's say a little prayer, honey boo boos, and let's get started. I'm super hungry. Bless us, O Lord, in these thy gifts which I'm about to receive from my bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. You know, if you guys are Honey Boo Boo too, you guys know about the Honey Boo Boo theory, right? We're gonna add a diet soda to our meal, and it automatically eliminates carbs and calories. This is the Honey Boo Boo theory. This is what we live by, but it's not medical advice. It's just what I go off. But look, I'm the model to this, so I could testify. It works. Okay, let's get started. Hi guys, Diane. Hi Diane. I missed all of you, boo boos. Okay, I missed all of you so much. Which piece should I do? Oh, this one's calling me. Let's do this one. Hold on, let's see. Because I cut these pieces extra thick. Extra thick. Look at that. Look how juicy that is. Oh my gosh. Okay, and let's get a piece of egg. If you know about the egg, you know about the egg. If you know about the adobo with egg, then you know. Okay. And you know I'm Filipino, so you eat with the spoon and you accompany it. You accompany your spoon with the fork to push your food. That's just how Filipinos eat, and that's how we do it. But let me show you why it works. Let me show you why it works. Because you get everything in that bite. Honey Boo Boos, thank you for joining me. Here, you want the first bite? It's adobo, it's egg, and it's a tomato with fish sauce. Here, open up. Take a bite. Moo. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mmm. Honeys. That's it. That's it. But now I learned my lesson. I'm going to get these tomatoes in here with the fish sauce. Ooh, that fish sauce got all over. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So much. And listen. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Man, those tomatoes are so freaking good. That's thick, right? Mmm. Do you? But welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. I hope everyone had a beautiful, what is it today? Monday? It definitely has been a manic Monday for me. Like everything that song says, it's just another manic Monday. I know, boo boos, because I've had a manic Monday. And man, I'm glad it's over. It's the end of the night, and I get to wind down. But hopefully, I got most of my work done. For that was overflowed from Friday, and I could enjoy my Tuesday. But damn, it was tough today. Mm, mm. Do we have any Adobo fans in the chat? You guys know adobo chicken pork is one of my favorite dishes. I love to cook it. Usually I try to cook it like twice a week. You love me? Well, I love you too, honey boo boo. Don't worry. Mmm. Mmm. Try some of these veggies. You may think veggies? Who likes veggies? I like veggies. You know what? Especially when you're not eating rice, these little veggies are a good filler. But you know what? I'm not going backwards. You guys know. Okay. Let's let the beans out. Let's let the cat out the bag. I'm tired of holding in secrets, you know? Let's just let the beans out. But if you want the beans, double tap the screen right now because I don't release beans just to release beans. But you guys know I'm not good with holding in information, right? So if you want the beans, double tap the screen right now because these are beans. And if I get shit for it, so be it. But these are beans. So double tap the screen right now. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'm gonna go down these beans, go down the rundown with these beans because I can't hold it. I can't hold it in no more. These there we go. But I think after this, I was watching my mom. She said she's going to the casino. I'm like, I wish I could go to the casino after I eat. But the only place I want to go is to the gym because God knows my fat ass could eat a little balance, but I need to put some workout, get some workout in, you know? Gossip feeds it. Moo. Okay, let's do this one. Mm-hmm. Mmm. 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 Yes. If you haven't had adobo with tomatoes, but you can't just eat up with tomatoes, you need to put fish sauce in your tomatoes, and it makes it a little salty, fishy. That's the way to eat it. Man, this is delicious. Hi, Bonnie. You love fish sauce? Me too. I'm not gonna lie. I love fish sauce with rice because I think the saltiness from the fish sauce complements the rice so well. But you guys know when you're not eating rice, it's still good. You know? Let's see. You too? I know fish sauce and rice taste so good. Let's open up this diet soda. Okay, beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. But I love some good beans. The beans it's official, honey boo boos. It's official. Like, when I say official, honey boo boos, there's no more official than official could get. The beans this bitch is officially on Ozempic. I have officially Ozempic. Ozempic is in me currently. And honey boo boos, I don't care if I get shit for this, but I'm on Ozempic. Okay? And thanks to y'all. Thanks to my subscribers. Thanks for the honey boo boos. Thanks for those special people that were really here for me. I'm on Ozempic. What do you guys think? Am I gonna get a mixed reaction to this? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? I don't know at this point. I don't know. I might get backlash for being on Ozempic. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. But let me tell you this. I feel good. I feel good. Yes, get that out, honey. Yes. I'm on Ozempic, guys. So for the longest time, I was saying, guys, I need to do something. I need to do something. And I finally went to the doctor. They took all my lab work. Thank God. You guys know I don't eat sweets like that anyway. So I kind of knew my lab work was going to come good because I don't eat sweets. And when I do eat sweet, I get dizzy and my sugar goes up because I don't eat sweets so often. So I don't have the issue of diabetes or anything like that because I just don't eat sweets, or fruit. But they checked my labs. Everything came out okay, like good, not alarming. But she said, okay, I understand your struggle that you're having a hard time. And, I agree. But you know what? I was totally upfront with the doctor. I'm like, honey boo boo, doctor, honey boo boo. I'm like, I eat a lot. I'm a big bitch. I eat a lot. But even if I don't eat rice, I don't eat pasta, I don't eat carbs, I still eat a lot. So there's even a study out. You could do the strictest keto in the world. And if you're eating more calories than you're burning a day, there's no calorie deficit. Even keto's not going to work for you, right? So at this point, I was like, you know what? I gotta change my life, because even though I haven't gained weight as much, the last 2 months I did gain weight doing mukbangs. I'm not gonna lie, I gained about 17 pounds to be exact. I've always been 267 pounds, but then I gained 17 pounds. So it's 267, 270, oh my God, I hate to admit it. I am like 285 right now. And that's why I even got some comments. I even got some feedback like, Jeremy, now I'm noticing you are gaining weight. I'm like, boo-boos, I know. I felt it. You know what I mean? I felt it, honey boo boo. So I even went to talk to Dr. Honey Boo Boo, and she said, you know what? I understand. Jeremy, you have to get your shit together. Keep going to the gym like you did when you first started, well, when like 2 months ago, and watch your diet. But I'm gonna give you the Ozempic, and it's gonna help you too. Jerry, you'll be great on Ozempic. Thank you for the 100. So, but I haven't felt any side effects yet. To be honest, I haven't felt any side effects so far, opposed to not wanting to snack. Okay, I guess that's the main side effects I'm feeling at this moment. Like to eat dinner, yes, I was hungry. Like when I started this live stream, I'm hungry. But during the day, I used to want to snack, and I used to snack on mixed nuts. I used to snack on like salami. I got salami. I got cheese. But today, I didn't want to snack. I didn't want any snack. I didn't even want coffee. And I think that's an effect that's coming from the Ozempic. You said took that Ozempic. You took that Ozempic. There's you went with using it to jumpstart things. Best of luck. Thank you, boo boos. Thank you, Jeremy. Does it curb your? Yeah, I didn't want. I didn't crave a snack all day, but I was starving for dinner right now. Um, But people might say, the honey boo boos, you might say, Jeremy, what the hell are you doing? Why are you eating so late? It's 11:40 at night, right? But I just got off of work. So I get off of work around 9:30, 10. I take a shower and I come up here, get the food ready, and by the time everything's cooked, it's 11:40. So even though it's a bad habit to eat so late, this is the only time I have to really cook, sit down, and start a live stream and eat with you guys. So there's only so much you could do, and I think life is about balance, you know. So if the only thing I'm struggling with was eating late, then I don't know. Help home and helping in those weight loss. So if you look at what I eat, it's pretty much keto with, you know, those tomatoes, man. So like right now I have the pork belly, the eggs, the tomatoes, and the veggies. Pretty much keto friendly. Summer body? Am I gonna... Do you guys think I'll be ready to take out the thong from my thong from my closet? Do you guys think I'll be that summer ready? I don't know. Summer's just around the corner. Maybe next summer. Maybe next summer. These are potatoes and tomatoes is not keto. Tomatoes is keto, but there is natural sugars in tomatoes, so you really have to balance out how much tomatoes you eat. But tomatoes could assist, could be good, could be bad. But literally, this is my first meal, and the tomatoes are my only like borderline like not, you know, not the best. So I'm gonna eat some tomatoes, you know? Things and redwood trees. Thongs and redwood. You know what? Speaking about redwoods, my plan is still spring break. My spring break, I already put in my vacation. March 6th till March 16th. If with the grace of God, if God allows this, I want to go to the house in California and do a lot of content from my house in California. So let's pray that this could happen. March 6th to March 16th, I want to be in California. So if you guys are excited to visit my house in California, I am. I want to walk down. I want to go out my backyard. I want to go out my back door, walk down my trail, go past my redwood trees, and go down to the river. That's the only thing I want to do at this moment. You know? Are you eating potatoes? No, this is they look like potatoes, but they're eggs. They look like potatoes, but they're eggs. So, man, if I was eating potatoes, I could take 2 bites and I would be done. These 1,300? That's expensive. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but is my mom in here? Oh, hi, Mom. So yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully, with this Ozempic, I keep feeling good. You know, I hear a lot of stories like some people get a lot of side effects. Thank God, it's my first day. I haven't had a lot of side effects, so you know, I'm gonna pray that it continues this way, and I have a good journey. You know, because my doctor didn't just automatically put me on the lowest dose. She kind of started me in the middle. So I don't know if you guys know. So like they started me at 1 milligram, and that's like midpoint. You know, that's not starting point. So I don't know if that's gonna help me. That's gonna give me more side effects. So I'm gonna see. How long have you been taking it? 1 day, honey boo boo. I injected my... Oh, I can't say that. I put it I did it yesterday. Mmm. Mmm. Oh my god. Damn. Guys, get yourself some adobo, get yourself some eggs, and eat these tomatoes on the side. I swear to gosh, it's the best combination you're ever gonna taste. And if you eat rice, put a little rice. Heaven. Heaven. I'm telling you, this is heaven. I would have started at a lower dose. I don't know. I kind of went with what my doctor said. Let me tell you why. Because she's a medical professional. She's actually a doctor. So I'm not going to a weight loss clinic. Because a lot of people said, oh, honey, we will go to a weight loss clinic. No, I went to my pediatrician. Not my pediatrician. I went to my physician and I talked to her about it. And she said, you know what? Let me do your evaluation. And I'm gonna manage your stuff because she's been seeing me for years. So she did it, and she said based on my weight, heavy as hell, she's gonna start me at 1 milligram. Ozempic, be careful. I know, but you know what gives me a little peace of mind? That Ozempic and the other medication like Zepbound, it's FDA approved, and I don't know if that has any credibility, but to me, it gives me a little bit of peace of mind, you know? And a lot of my friends have had very good start seeing side effects. Will you continue? Yeah, I'm a strong cookie. So, a little bit about me is, um, oh my god, I don't like to share this story, but yeah, I used to be heavy, more heavy. If you think I'm heavy now, I used to be heavy, and at my highest weight, I was 65 or 67 pounds, 467, something like that. And you could tell there was a big difference. I don't even like to think back. I don't have any pictures. I never liked to take pictures back then. And, I was always mobile. I was always mobile. I was really active, but I was just heavy. I was just heavy, But even through the heaviness, I had a good job. I had a career, and it never really affected me. But one day, I went to my doctor, and we talked about my insurance, and she said, "Hey, honey, boo boo, you know that your insurance covers weight loss surgery." And like, oh shit, I was like, oh shit, I never knew that. So she said, you know what? Let me send you to a specialist and take advantage that your insurance will pay for it 100%. So I started going to the clinic to a specialist, and they said, oh, you know what? Yeah, we recommend the gastric bypass. And oh my god, the chat's going, guys. I'm not ignoring any of you. It's just going so quick. And when I'm in the middle of a story, I'll go back to the comments. Okay. So they suggested gastric bypass. So through the monitoring. There's a lot of different stuff that you have to do, but at the end I got gastric bypass, and from 467 I went down to like 250, 260. That was always my sweet spot, 250 to 265. And remember, I always said I weigh 265. And I'm happy, I always thought like, ooh, I got a little meat. Oh my god, thank you for the seal. That's so amazing. I got a little meat. I'm not too skinny. I'm not skin and bones. Moo, I don't think I'll ever have that problem, skin and bones. But when you're big, the only justification you have in your head, and you always, if you're big, you could relate to me, okay? If you're big, this is what's going to come out your mouth. I don't want to get too skinny. How about if I look malnutrition? If you're big, tell me. Or something else is, I don't want to get too skinny because I'm going to look like a skeleton. And I'm like 467 pounds saying that. You know what I mean? That was always the thing that would stop me, or that I would say. And I did the gastric bypass, and I went down to 250, and I always thought like that was perfect. Like I got little curves. I got, it was all good. Jeremy, you look good. Oh, thank you. He said, yes, dear. Went through that. Went through that also. So at 250 I had I was good. I was happy at 250, but it's still not healthy. Like, even though 250 looks good to me, 250 on the scale of the American Standard Journal. I don't know what that means, but whatever standards they hold us to, 250 is still like out the scale. So even though I'm happy with 250, they want me to be like 180. And I get it. I get it, right? So I went down to 250, but then I started doing mukbangs. And I always stayed between 250. We've been doing this almost 9 months, okay? A long time. And thanks to you guys, we almost got to 9,000 subscribers. So we're at 8,000 something right now. We just passed 8,000. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now, because I want to get to 10,000, honey boo boos. That's my dream. My dream is to get the 100,000 plaque from YouTube. And, with God's grace and your help, your viewership and your support, like honey boo boos, we're going to get there. But, so I started doing mukbangs, and I always stayed between 250 to 265. But you guys know the last 2 months, I got sick at Disney. I have a lot going on at home. And if you're close to me, if you know, you know. If you don't know, just hang tight with me, and maybe one day I'll open up. But until right now, I have to have some separation of home and social media. So please just reserve that privacy for now. But so these last 2 months, with that being said, with everything going on, I did lose control. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Oh, Annie, what did Annie do? So oh yeah, you know what Annie was. So between these 2 months, I've gained about 15 to 17 pounds. So, and I feel sad about it. And you know what? I respect the honest criticism sometimes that you guys give me, like in a nice way. Some people were like, Jeremy, I could tell. Jeremy, just watch it a little bit. And I kind of did some reflection, and I looked at the scale, and I'm like, 17 pounds. 18 pounds, it's a lot. You know what I mean? And I could tell, like, even though, like, I always justify it, like, okay, I don't have this yet. But still, you could tell. And being like 280 now, from 265 to 280 something, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good anymore. So that's why I started Ozempic. Is that too long of a story, boo-boos? Look, my food even got cold. Let's eat. But yeah, that's my story. I'm taking 2 meds. That's right, Annie. But you're having success. The last time you mentioned it was working good, right? Hopefully that's where my mom said congratulations. But yeah, keep going, girl. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know why I love these tomatoes? Because these tomatoes, I never had cherry tomatoes that tasted so freaking good. And you guys know I'm a little cheap. But I was there towards the closing time of the farmer's market. And I have no shame. So I was like browsing around, and I seen this stand. They were packing stuff back up. It was Sunday. And I go up to them and I say, you know what? I see you have some cherry tomatoes left. Usually I can't afford stuff like that. Do you want to do some closeout? Like, do you want to do... Guys, don't judge me. We listen and we don't judge, okay? And I said this. I said, do you offer any like last minute promotions? Do you offer any last minute discounts so you don't have to take it back? Because I would love to buy some. It's just I'm low budget. We on a budget, But the lady was so nice. I know. I'll talk about the diet soda right now. The lady was so nice that I guess she's seen like pobrecito on my face, like, oh, and my face. that she gave me a good discount, and she gave me a whole bag of cherry tomatoes for like $5. I gave her $5, and I thought that was a blessing. And I'm like, oh, I hope these cherry tomatoes don't go to waste. But I come home and I try some cherry tomatoes with some feta and Kalamata olives. Oh my goodness, I never tasted cherry tomatoes so good, so crunchy. That they don't taste sweet, they taste balanced. These cherry tomatoes are hitting this time. I'm glad you didn't like. Okay, soda. So this is something that I have to work on. So you guys know I do enjoy my diet soda, and I do enjoy at least one day a week to enjoy like seltzers. You know, I'm not a heavy drinker, but like 2-3 seltzers will mess me up. But now that I started Ozempic, I don't think. Thank you for the 100. I don't think having seltzers on the weekends is gonna work. You know, I need to talk to the doctor about it. I don't know the side effects to drinking even one seltzer while you're on Ozempic, but I don't want to take a chance. Cherry tomatoes taste good with Alfredo pasta. I bet. Just love your. Oh my God! Thank you. Vina, honey, I love you. Thank you for always supporting the channel. I don't know what's the effects. I don't think I could drink while being on the Ozempic. If she gives me the green light, I'm even gonna think about even having one seltzer on the weekend. But yeah, that's the least of my worries. What I'm worried about is the diet soda, because you know I'm a hardcore dedicated to my Diet Coke. You know, the Honey Boo Boo theory revolves around Diet Coke, you know, and that's something that's really hard for me to just drop. I get the D word. I get anxiety and the D word, low-key depressed, thinking that I wouldn't be able to enjoy diet soda on a daily basis. So, you know, I could give up rice. I could give up carbs for the most part, visible carbs. I could give up sugar. But I gotta have that one Diet Coke to make me feel complete, and satisfied and a little warm and comfy inside. You know, I don't know, Diet Coke's important to me. But guys, I know the sugar in Diet Coke is not the best. Artificial sugar, artificial this. I know, boo-boos. I know, but life is about balance, right? Life is about balance, but you can't justify the balance with keep doing something. So maybe instead of having 6 Diet Cokes a day, I could have 2. How about that? You know, how about compromise and to make it work? Your food always looks good. Thank you. So my struggle is a Diet Coke. And then number 2 would be the seltzers on the weekend. I don't like to get drunk, but I enjoy like 3 seltzers on the weekend. That's it doesn't give me happiness, but I do like to have 3 seltzers. How do you feel about Coke Zero? If I don't have Diet Coke, I'll drink Coke Zero, but I like the tartness from Diet Coke. I feel that Diet Coke is more tart than Coke Zero, and I like that tartness from Diet Coke. That's why I drink Diet Coke. Oh my God, 6? No, not 6. Maybe 5, Annie. Maybe 5. No, you know what? It's bad to admit, but yeah, 5. About 5, you know? Dude, eating a sandwich, homie? Guys, don't forget to double tap the screen and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. But you know what? This is a blessing to me, to hopefully to you guys, if you guys like this content. My friend BGA Nate Big Guy Appetite gave me a good idea. You guys know we have 2 channels. If you haven't followed both the channels, do me a favor. Go follow the second channel. It's the vlog channel. I'm going to be vlogging all my Ozempic journey on that channel. I'm going to do the shop with me's on that channel. I'm going to do Disney in Las Vegas on that channel. But I'm then going to do some cooking on that channel too. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to cook a lot more. Like today I cooked, but I wasn't in the mood to come cook on live, you know. But I'm gonna start cooking on the second channel, Jeremy in the House Vlogs, and then I'm gonna say, "Honey Boo Boos, we just cooked. Go to Jeremy in the House so we could eat it as a mukbang." Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So if you don't want to miss the cooking, go follow and subscribe to Jeremy in the House Vlogs. And then after cooking, I'm gonna say, "Hey, go to Jeremy in the House, and we're gonna eat." You know. Can you drop the link for me? There's no links that are allowed on there's no links that are allowed. I can't put any links, but if you search YouTube for Jeremy in the House Vlogs with the V Vlogs, my big old face will pop up, and you'll know it's me right away. You know? Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I hear something. Sorry, guys. I had to make a call. No, I wouldn't stop and get big gulp, but I would have a 12 pack of sodas always at work. You know, I will always have a 12 pack ready under my desk. I have a little fridge. I have a little fridge under my desk that I would always have stocked up. I'm having pork belly adobo. That's what I'm eating. That's what I'm eating. Pork belly adobo with some fresh cherry tomatoes and fish sauce. Look, let me show you. Oh my gosh. Mmm. That in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to apologize too, Boo Boos. I know I promised you guys karaoke on Friday and Saturday. You know, Friday I went to dinner with my friend BJ, but Saturday I think I went live. We did karaoke on Saturday, but it was already like 1 a.m. Everyone is sleeping. So if you were waiting for me for that karaoke night, I'm so sorry. My schedule got so messed up this weekend, but this Friday we're definitely doing karaoke, and I'm gonna be using the other platform where you guys could join in and enjoy. Whoever wants to come on and sing too could sing with me or sing your own song. You know. Hold on, guys. Something's bugging me. Hold on 1 second. Give me 2 minutes. So sorry, honey boo boos. I heard something outside, and it sounded like today's trash day for me, and it sounded like banging, banging, scratching. I said, "There's a freaking cat in my trash can." You know what it was? There was a freaking pack of javelinas outside. If you guys don't know what a javelina is, it's a pig. It's a real in Arizona we have pigs that wander the streets. Like real pigs. If you haven't seen a javelina, look up javelina, and that was what was outside by my trash cans. I went out I went outside with the lids of the trash and I started banging like bang, 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 bang from the door, and they ran away. Oh my! But those pigs are scary. I don't know if you guys have javelinas where you're at, but we have wild pigs in Arizona. Pigs. They're called javelinas. Look them up. You have crazy wild pigs there. Bears? Oh my god, bears are scary. You know, in the California house, I've never seen bears, but my neighbor, it's a little retirement area, so my neighbors are retired. They always watch the house for me. And I always say, you know, first I wanted to dig in the story, like who used to live in this house? Who was there? Did anyone expire in that house? Because my house in California is a little haunted, little bit haunted, but not bad haunted, just something's there haunted, um so maybe we could do some ghost adventures. No, that scares me. I will never do ghost adventures because I feel like once you start talking to whatever's there, you accept it, and I don't want to do that, you know what I mean? So lions and tigers and bears, oh my. But so first I was picking their brain, like who used to live there, and I didn't get anywhere. But then I said, have you ever seen bears or mountain lions? Or I always see the deers come up. The deers always come up to my back door, and I'm scared of them because I don't like deers. They're too big. They intimidate me. I don't even want to be next to them. I just let them out there, and they're just roaming the backyard. But he said that one time there was a black bear that used to come up and eat the apples from my apple tree. I'm like, oh my god. So I'm scared. Low key, that scared me a little bit. But I read a study. I always research online. They said it's more common to be attacked by a human walking to the grocery store than to be attacked by a bear. It's the odds are much higher to be. Hi, Destiny. I just seen you. The odds are more common to be attacked walking to the grocery store than being attacked by a bear or mountain lion. I don't know if that's true, but that's what they said on Google. Okay, so so I know there's bears, but black bears, like rare sights of bears in the California house. But now, when I walk down to the river, because you guys know the river's right behind my house, and the salmon run there. So there must be bears if salmon run in that river. But I always see big paw prints, like cat paw prints, and I'm like, oh shit, those big cat paw prints scared me. And I pray that it's like, I hope it's um a wildcat, or no, these paw prints were huge like that size. But the thing I don't want it to be is mountain lion or jaguars. Is there jaguars in California? I don't know, but it scared me. But they look like cat. I know what there's deer paw prints too back there, and I know how that knuckle looks. But the cat one, I don't know what it was. It's a mountain. No way, Jimmy, a mountain lion? That's scary. Now I'm scared. Now I'm officially scared. And in California, you can't carry your Second Amendment like you carry it in Arizona. So I'm scared. It's either your mountain lion food or you run fast, and you know damn well I don't run fast. So I'm pretty much a goner at that point if I come across that mountain lion. In Arizona, you can protect. You have your protections. You have your rights to carry whatever you need to carry. But in California, you're pretty much cat food at that point. You know what I mean? It's like you're just cat food. So this city girl is shaking her head. No, no. Hi, Wally. Listen, I've encountered a baby bear in Yosemite. When she went hiking, she carries a pew-pew, but Paul, he ran a different direction. That's scary. I'm not gonna lie. In California, you can't carry a small pew-pew, but you could carry the big one from your house because technically the river's still my house. A homeowner is allowed to protect their homes with the long one. The long, if you know what I mean, I can't talk about, it's a sensitive subject, but a homeowner in California is allowed to protect their homes with the long ones, but you can't carry a small Second Amendment pew-pew. So I don't even take anything to California. When I go to California and I cross straight lines, I'm vulnerable. I'm vulnerable because California is so strict with Second Amendment and all that stuff that I don't want to mess with that, you know? But yeah, you're right. You wrote it down. In California, you're allowed to protect your house with that, and that's what I would have. That's what I have there, but you can't carry the small ones. Your eyes are beautiful and exotic. Thank you. And I don't even have a filter. Look, let me put the filter on. Now I have the filter. Now I have a filter. No, let me take it off. I like to be real. You guys see... Oh, now you see the marks. I like to be a little real with you guys. In the redwoods. So it's in between Eureka. It's between Eureka and the Avenue of the Giants. If you don't know where that is, search Google the Avenue of the Giants in California, and you'll know how my backyard looks. Because I have 7 giant redwood trees that are living in my backyard. Destiny, you should be getting it soon. What are you eating? Well, right now I'm in the last little stages of eating this, but it was pork adobo with eggs and a lot of tomatoes. A lot of these tomatoes drenched in fish sauce. That's what we're eating. What do you do for work? So for work, I work full-time Monday through Friday. No. I work full-time Monday through Thursday because Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I'm off unless I want to do overtime, which I usually do overtime every week. But I'm I guess an administrative assistant where I take over like the administration of the contracts, and I manage the customers once they are sold by salespeople. It comes to me, and I'm in charge of that account moving forward. You know, so I guess you could call it like an admin assistant. Yeah, that's what I do. But I work from home now. Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, I'm working from home. The only time I have to go into the office now is like one day a week to just pick up my workload, you know? Beautiful area. That's so cool that you have that. Wally, I'm so blessed that I have that California house. Because that house is so special to me. I love living in New York. All these other animals are scary. The most we got is raccoons, rats, rabbits, stuff like that. That that I would be scared of. But you know what? I was watching recently New York currently with the snow and Central Park, how nice it is. But you know what scared me? Because I think New York's beautiful, especially like Central Park. Like that's the ideal. Like when you think of like romance, walking down Central Park in love, holding hands, in the snow. What more how much more romantic can you get? But once you get out, or once you're walking and you see like rats crossing your path and like big New York rats, I'm like, okay, I'm scared now. I don't want to see rats. And you know what? No hate towards New York, because I'm from San Francisco, and San Francisco has city rats too. I remember I used to work at McDonald's a long time ago, and I would work overnight, and I would work the drive-through, and I would be in the drive-through just looking out, like daydreaming, night dreaming, and I would just see rats playing around, big rats, and then I would work downtown, walking downtown, I would see rats crossing. Thank you for your heart, Wally. So. He said, "Love when you are doing more Disney." I want to do more Disney. Um, After spring break, maybe the weekend of March 21st, 22nd, 20, March 20th, 21, and 22. I have reserved at Disney, but I don't know if I have to cancel it yet. He said, "Yeah, hurricanes is crazy." So we living in Arizona. Yeah, we have wild pigs. We have like homeless. We have homeless. Well, homeless are everywhere. Every big metropolitan. No, we're not even a metro. What, I don't even know what Phoenix is, to be honest. But if you live in Central Phoenix, there is homeless. There is everything. But God, you can never control that. But I think that Phoenix, Arizona has no natural disasters that are like, we have no earthquakes, we have no tornadoes, we have no monsoon, or we have monsoons, but we don't have no hurricanes, we don't have no tsunamis. You know what I mean? There's a huge homeless problem in Los Angeles. There's homeless everywhere, and I always loved living central. Like if when I moved to Phoenix, I always said, if I'm not central, like if you think about Phoenix and you look at a map and it says Phoenix, Arizona, and you see downtown, I always want to be central. I always want to be right in the middle. I don't live right in the middle of Phoenix, but I'm in the vicinity of closeness. I was blessed enough to buy my house in Arcadia, and it's a really high end area of Phoenix, but I bought it when I first started working. You guys know my story with work. I was, real professional back then. And I lasted about 11 years, and I was smart enough to buy my house in a really good area for like 400,000. And if you look up Arcadia, the area of Arcadia or Paradise Valley right now, it's like millionaire status. So I was lucky to buy it when it was so low. But yeah, there's no way I could live here. I could live in this area. No, Arcadia is an area of Phoenix. Yeah, look it up. It's like the most expensive little area in Phoenix. Like Paradise Valley and Arcadia are like really expensive areas. South Bay. Actually, I've always Arcadia's where the rich. Yes. So all my neighbors are like bougie, but I bought my house so long ago that I would never be able to buy my house in today's market. And I can't sell my house, because even though you sell your house for say a million, say I bought my house for 400,000, right? And I made payments on it, and I'm almost done paying it. I owe like 150,000 right now to finish paying off my house. But say people say, "Oh, Jeremy, sell your house. You should get 1.3 million." I'm like, okay. But then when you sell your house, where am I gonna live? Am I gonna rent an apartment? And you know, if you sell a house and you collect that money, you have to pay taxes on it. And if you want to avoid taxes, you have to buy another investment house within 90 days so you don't get taxed in those gains. And I'm not ready. I don't know. And you have to buy another house in today's market. So if I wanted to buy another house in a somewhat good area, it's going to be $1 million plus. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter how much your house is worth right now. It's sometimes you just have to sit on it. Don't sell it. No, I'm not gonna sell. Even if it's even if it gets to $2 million, I'm not gonna sell it because I bought it for 400,000. I owe 150 now, but I live amongst the amongst the 1% of Phoenix, I guess. Um, have you ever cared through to use for extra money? Have you ever thought to use? Yeah, I used to have an Airbnb. I used to do Airbnbs a lot, but then it's too hard. I was Airbnbs is too hard to manage. Yeah, the market is not worth selling right now. You're right, Ashley. Yeah, I would never sell. One, I love where I live, and I know if I sell, I would never have an opportunity to live where I live because it's like I would be priced out. I would be priced out of the area because only rich people could live here. And the only way you live here and you're poor like me is you bought it a long time ago when 400,000 was a lot of money. But the only reason 400,000 wasn't a lot of money for me back then is because I was making a shit load of money as a professional, working where I worked. You guys, it's a long story. If you guys don't know my story, maybe one day I'll say it again. But I have a long story, and I told it. Interest rates are crazy. Yeah, my interest is like 4%. My interest is like 4%. My interest is low. Yeah, I have like hardly no interest. Well, 4% is some interest, in plant roots, right? I just consider myself blessed that I didn't take for granted when I was making somewhat good money. Well, good money. I didn't just waste it. I invested in the home, and when I don't I when now that I don't have that contract and I'm not working in the same pay scale as I was in that time, I have something to fall back on. I think the Ozempic's working. I can't finish. I think, yeah, I think the Ozempic's it's working because I can't finish my food, guys. Don't mean to send 2 times. Oh, okay. Sorry, did I miss your comment? Let me go back. Hi, Joella. Hi, honey. They said, what were you doing? I was I'm not gonna lie, I was a big executive sales director for a big organization, and I used to have a team of under me of over 150 people. And I used to get paid. Okay, let me just give you a little rough. I used to get paid. It was 12 to 15% of my total division sales, and we didn't sell less than $5 million a month. So if I got 12 to 15% of what I sold, how much did I make a month? And that I was in that scale. And not anymore. Now I'm working, I get $22 an hour, and it's totally different now for me. But I was blessed for 11 years to have my position and my contract. Um, and I didn't take anything for granted. I've always been humbled. But I did invest my money in the right places so that today that I don't have that same position and I'm working hourly just to pay my bills, I wouldn't have that much of a struggle, you know? So I think I did something good. To, uh, so no, it wasn't 12% then. Hold on, let me see. No. It wasn't. Hold on. Uh, mm, No, it wasn't 12%. So it was like it would vary, but it was like 2%, 2 to 5%. But so like my average was 1 million to 1.5 million. And I remember checks being like 50, 60,000, 70,000. Damn, I don't even like to talk money like that, but money was never an issue. Money was never an issue for me. Especially if you're in sales, and if you're in sales, sales is a career that sky's the limit. You could make whatever your heart desires in sales. And now when you become a executive sales director, you have a big division. Well, depending how big the corporation or the organization is that you work for, you have an opportunity not only to make your salary, but you make the money from the sales from your whole total division. Um, and now that I'm thinking back on it, I never was bougie. I never was bougie. I just always invested my money in the right places. Um, I've never made good money, but son was for a bit, and he spent very bad. Yeah. And so like now, okay, let's talk about current, right? So I don't have that position. I make $22 an hour. Right now, it's like I have to manage everything I bought when I was making good money. So even if I have 2, 3 houses, for example, those houses still have a mortgage right now. So like now that I make $22 an hour and even though I work overtime every day of the week, the 3 days I have off, I work it overtime. Right now I'm just working to pay the mortgages and keep my head afloat and stay okay. So that's what's hard. Sometimes you never know what life is gonna bring you tomorrow. So that's why you always have to plan. Want to know when you're going to sing again? You want me to sing? We could do a song if you want. Do you own the house in California? Mm-hmm. I own it, but I'm still paying a mortgage. So yeah, I own it, but I'm still paying a mortgage on it. So imagine, so I went to like pay my mortgage like no big deal, and now I work to my work currently. It's just to pay my mortgages and to buy groceries, and I never have anything extra. And that's okay. That's part of sacrifice. That's part of life. That's part of you know um, adulting. But that's how life could change from one day to another. Mhm. Um, let's sing. Sell 2 houses. Um, no, well, one is the California house. It's the California house. I don't want to sell. It's too special. I don't want to. The California is special. The house I live in is where I live, so I can't sell anything. Who stays in it since you're in Arizona? No one. My neighbors watch it. It's empty. It's unoccupied. but it's fully furnished. But my neighbors watch it for me, and I have cameras. How far do you live from? Um, everything's about 15-20 minutes. 15-20 minutes. Yeah, I don't really know. It's like 20-25 minutes, I guess. Why did you rent your house out to me? Why don't you rent your house out? Because I'm stupid. Because I'm stupid. I don't want that house is special to me. I don't want anyone else living in it. Right? And I guess I've always been that investor that isn't smart, that gets attached to their investments, and I don't want to rent them out. I don't want to sell them. I just want to hold them and keep them because I'm stupid, I guess. The ghost stays there. Remember? Yeah. Don't never say that you're stupid because you're not. Yeah, but I don't make money from my investments. They're just there. But it's hard for me to rent it because I'm thinking like someone's gonna live in my house, even though I live in my house, but my other house, you know what I mean? And it's hard for me. I don't know. No, it's not your eat cherry tomatoes, please. Eat cherry tomato. So yeah, maybe you could call me like a bad investor. Call me whatever, but I get too attached to what I have because I don't have much. So when you don't have a lot, you want to cherish it. Hey, Bill. He said, Janie, that's a blessing. You know what? You don't know how many times, Janie, it has come to my mind like, I wish I don't have bill. I wish I don't have mortgages. I wish I don't have commitments, bills. But then I start thinking like I got this far. Like all my houses, I don't owe money. I don't owe much on. Like this house, I owe like a thank you. Oh my god, Bonnie. In this house I owe 150 on it. And it's worth like 10 times more than what I owe. Um the California house, that one I did that one has not that much equity, but um I have good equity. The point is I have good equity, but there's no point that you have equity because equity doesn't pay your mortgages. Equity just sits there until you sell it and I guess you make a profit, but if you don't spend that profit, you're going to get taxed on it and it's not worth. Sometimes it's just better to sit on stuff. My place isn't luxurious, very simple, but it's mine. Amen. I like that, Janie. That's a good one. You're right. How many of these houses do you have? See, that's one of those things about social media and personal. um, I have my personal house and my California house. Get you a good accountant and good financial advisor, and you're yeah, that's what I need. How do you pay the mortgages only making $22? A struggle. Okay, let me answer that one. That's the struggle is real because of your question. So who asked that? Linda. That's what makes it a struggle. How do I pay the mortgages and only making $2 an hour? $22 an hour. A shit ton of you guys know I take advantage of over as much overtime as I can. And I don't know. I think I'm just blessed by God because every month my biggest stress every month, I get sick to my stomach every month. I get anxiety, I get the D word thinking, "Shit, Jeremy, how are you going to pay everything?" But you know what? I never get abandoned by God's blessings because every month, even though I stress every month to manage on paying everything, I still get it done. I still get it done for a room in LA. I still get it done. And you know what? You asked me how I pay for everything. I work my ass off. Well, I have my full time, and I take advantage of all the overtime I can. But I always manage to be blessed. I know it's God's blessing that He helps me pay for everything. Guy got your back, sweet. I always pay it. And till this day, I haven't missed a payment. Well, you guys know I had the little predicament in California, but thank God I spoke to the mortgage holder, and he adjusted my payments so that I could afford it more. And that, one thing that I learned very early in investing, I used to be the type of person where I would run away from stuff. Like when I was behind on something, I would think that I'm late when I would think that not talking, like avoiding the conversation would be best, and I would feel more comfortable like not talking about it when I owe something. Thank you, Bonnie. But since I've got older and I'm more mature now, one thing I did learn, when you have issues, like with the California house, with the payments and all that, I learned pick up the phone, talk to the person, and explain the situation. And most of the times, they're going to understand and work with you. And that's what I did in the California house with that mortgage, because the mortgage, I was behind like 4 months. And remember, I even cried once on here saying, Boo Boos, I think I'm going to lose the California house. But I think my Sweetums advised me. She said, Jeremy, just pick up the phone and talk. And that's what I did. And my Sweetums was so right, because the mortgage holder that was financing that loan for me worked with me, and we adjusted the payments, and it all worked out, Makes time and a half. Yeah. So, long story short, I don't have a lot of extra money after I pay all the bills, but I get groceries, I pay the mortgages, and then I'm happy. I do YouTube, because not everyone is willing to admit our struggle. Yeah, and I was one of those persons where I would hide, and I wouldn't want to talk to you. If I owed you money, I would hide behind a rock and think that if I hide, everything would be better. But since I got older and wiser, now I know. Pick up the phone, explain the situation, and just make it right. You know what I mean? You're very focused about what needed to be done and what is priority. Yeah. But you know what? I don't need I have food in the fridge. My lights are on, my water's on. The house is paid every month. Even though I can't go to Vegas, or well, I want to go to Vegas. I will stay with my mom, but even though I can't go out every weekend or indulge in going on a shopping spree at the mall, you know what? I'm gonna take advantage and just staying home and enjoy the mortgage I pay and enjoy my little house. I'm comfortable. These yes, I had big going. So yeah, hopefully this turned into a lot of beans. Now you guys know a lot about my personal stuff, but you guys know I'm an open book. That we all need to be thankful for what we have. Correct. Your content at home is my... Seriously, see, that makes me feel good. That makes me feel good, because I always thought that the Honey Boo Boos got bored when I'm just live at home. And it's not because I want to be home, but sometimes I swear to God, I don't like to swear. No, I don't swear, but I swear to everything, Honey Boo Boos. Sometimes after paying everything, I'm left with like... I don't ever want to be left with like under $100. So like I always carry $100 bill that I never spend in my pocket, in my wallet. But sometimes that's the only thing I have, and I have to decide like, okay, are we gonna go out or are we gonna stay home? So we always stay home,